Good morning, everybody. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and we're here to provide a briefing on the incoming blizzard that is descending on the District of Columbia. This morning, let me first tell you about where we are. We're located at the district's Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency, and this is the location of the district's Emergency Operations Center. We stood up our center at 6 a.m. This morning, and we have begun to fully deploy our resources. We've staffed up, so all essential and emergency personnel are in place. For the next several days, the district's snow operation and response will be led out of this office under the direction of our HCMA director, Chris Geldhart, who's going to provide an operational update in just a few seconds. We've just been briefed by the National Weather Service about the blizzard that is coming in. We believe that it could be, the snow could start coming a little bit earlier than was reported yesterday, between 1 and 3. Snow all day, all night, and all day Saturday into late night Saturday. And the forecast does not show any evidence of lightening up. We are anticipating 2 to 2.5 feet of snow over a 36-hour period, with some parts of the District of Columbia on that upper end. The snow we anticipate is wet and heavy, which means we can expect to see down trees and power lines. The winds are expected to be 30 miles an hour up to 50 miles an hour through Saturday evening. And we believe that we are going to see wind pick up throughout the day. In fact, our forecasters call this event having thunder snow at parts of the storm. So I want to be very clear with everybody. We see this as a major storm. It has life and death implications, and all the residents of the District of Columbia should treat it that way. We need the city's full cooperation, and we need the media's help too, to send the clear message that we want people to hunker down, shelter in place, and stay off the roads. We need people to be in a safe place today just as soon as they can, for their own safety and for the safety of our public safety personnel and our first responders. We also need you to look in on your neighbors, and especially think about them now. If anybody you know is outside, we need to get them inside as soon as possible. At 9:30, the district's snow emergency went into effect, which means that all snow emergency routes on our major arteries should be clear at this time. If they are not clear, we will move the vehicles. We have to have the snow emergency routes clear so that we can begin to clear the streets so that our first responding vehicles can have access to neighbors in the event of an emergency. These are blizzard conditions, and even passing through streets will be difficult for our first responders, and we want everybody to look out for them. So what we are going to do now is talk to you about the immediate snow operations and take questions. So let me invite Director Geldhart.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to echo what the mayor said and say that this is a bad storm. Folks need to understand that this is a life-threatening type of storm. So if you do not need to be out, and what we're asking folks is, by 3 o'clock today, you need to be where you're going to be throughout this storm. We need to keep folks off the road. What we're going to be doing over the next 24 hours or so, depending on the storm and how the snow comes down, we are going to be utilizing our snow equipment to keep the main arterials, our emergency routes, and our side streets as passable as possible for the emergency services. Those should be the only folks on the road over at least the next 24 to 36 hours. This is a major storm. This is not an inch of snow that happens some part during the day. This is not an 8-inch storm that we've seen here in the past that's taken a couple days to clean up. We're talking about an excess of 2.5 feet of snow, heavy snow. And as the mayor mentioned, we're looking at potential for power outages. We've got a potential for roof collapses. Those are the types of things that we need to be able to respond to the residents that are out there. What we're asking the residents to do is make sure you're prepared for 72 hours, which is what we always say for our preparedness message. Make sure you're prepared for 72 hours for food and water in your home. Make sure you have the ability to have a battery-operated radio, flashlight, so that you can have some means to keep yourself comforted if you have an outage of power. Things we need folks to make sure they don't do. Please do not use candles if your power goes out. That can cause a very dangerous situation with fire. We want folks to get flashlights if at all possible. If you're using an alternative heating source, such as a space heater, please keep that away from anything that could catch fire on it, any flammable materials. If you're running a generator, let's make sure the generator is outside and that we don't have it inside an enclosed area where carbon monoxide can be an issue. These are the things we want to make sure folks are paying attention to. And as the mayor said, if you have folks in your neighborhood that you know are vulnerable to an incident like this, you can walk next door and check on them. Give them a call. See how they're doing. Make sure that we're taking care of our own here in the city. We will get to cleaning up the city after Saturday night when the snow slows down enough for us to get out there and start to concentrate on that when we're confident that our emergency crews can get to where they need to throughout the city. That's when we'll start the general cleanup for this. And folks, we are going to be dealing with snow for the next week. That's just the nature of what we have right here. This is 2 feet of snow. With that, ma'am, I think that's all we have. Thank you.
Got it. Why don't you stay close, Chris? We're happy to take any questions. Questions. Yes.
Mayor
Please
Bowser,
identify yourself.
Chris Van Cleve from CBS News. Mayor, what is your biggest concern from this storm? Is it the power outages? Is it just the volume of snow? What's your biggest concern?
Our chief concern, as you heard the director say, is making sure that Washingtonians are safe throughout this event. We're sending the clear message that most people in the district have not experienced a storm like this. They need to be prepared to stay in their homes and take the precautions that the director mentioned. First, we want people to stay inside. There's no reason to be outside during this storm, so that's very important. While they're staying inside, they also need to be safe. If we lose power, unfortunately, oftentimes we'll see other emergencies happen as a result. So take fire precautions. We also want people to be, while they're hunkered down, to be mindful of their own health. And I'm going to ask our chief medical examiner to come up and talk about some medical safety tips that people should be aware of starting now throughout the duration of the storm. So we are very, very, very concerned about health, life, and safety of DC residents. That's my first concern. And where is, there's Dr. Mitchell. 1 second.
Yes, in addition to not utilizing generators in your homes, it's important if you decide, if heat goes out in your home and you decide to utilize your vehicles to heat yourself and your family, that you dig out around your tailpipes to ensure that there is no problems inside the vehicle. In addition, those that are elderly or take medications on a regular basis, they should stock up on their medications through their pharmacy and their physician now, at least for the next 72 to 96 hours. For those individuals that have home care needs, that have electricity that powers their respirator devices or oxygen devices, you want to make sure that if your electricity goes out and you have no backup generation, that you contact 911 and get to the closest medical facility. Self-care is extremely important during these types of events, so it's important that if you have questions about what you will need and you have chronic issues from a medical perspective, that you communicate with your physician. It's important that we take and heed what the director has said and the mayor has said. Thank you very much.
just wondering, have you deployed your fleet of mobile morgues for this event?
We have not. We have movement of a mobile morgue actually this afternoon that'll be moving closer to our facility. This type of event, we believe that if those types of resources are needed, they'll be needed after it is thawed and everything is passable.
Any other questions? Yes, Aaron?
Can you talk a little bit about what happens in the very thick of the storm? Say someone calls 911 at 4 o'clock in the morning. What can they expect? What kind of help could they expect to their home?
Sure. Let me have Director Geldhart come up and answer questions about emergency response.
Thank you, Aaron. As I said earlier, we have a lot of apparatus in the city for clearing roads, whether it be snow plows or buckets or big plows or small plows. We have a plethora of resources. We're going to be gearing those resources throughout the snowfall to ensure that we can get the emergency services, the police and the fire and the paramedics to where they need to go. We will be responding throughout this entire event. Now, is there a potential for there to be delayed response times? Yes, there is. This is 2 feet of snow. We're going to do everything we can to maintain our response times, to get people the help they need as quick as possible. We'll be fighting Mother Nature on that for the next 24 to 36 hours.
Yes, sir.
Brown, CNN. So given, I know you were this morning apologizing for the handling of the earlier snow this week. Can you talk a little bit about how many more resources that will be brought into bear for this storm versus what was brought in earlier this week?
Actually, we're entirely focused on the blizzard and being prepared for the blizzard, and there are incidents that really don't have a lot in common. Yes.
Can you put this all in perspective to us and talk about how much it's going to cost the city financially to shut down for this many days? And is this an overreaction? What are you telling the people with this?
I don't even know how to start to answer that question. We have a forecast that I don't think we've had in 90 years. And we know that people can be hurt in storms like this. So my staff knows that they're going out to gather all the resources that are necessary, and we will spend what it takes to keep the District of Columbia safe. I never like to close down the government, the schools, or see the city not be able to function as we expected. But none of us has control over Mother Nature, and we have to act as if we have an emergency, and that's what's coming our way. Yes.
Mayor Bowser, the Caps have a game at 5 o'clock this evening. You're telling people to stay off the road starting at 3 o'clock. Have you talked to Ted Leonsis about canceling this game, and what are your thoughts about them going forward?
Let me ask Chris what we, as you know, our folks monitor any large gathering. We've gotten this question about the march. Certainly we can, we talk to all organizers and ask them to be responsible about the events that they're holding. We will have Metro operations through 11 p.m. on Metro Rail. We know a lot of visitors to the Verizon Center, that's how they're traveling. So let me start with Chris Geldhart, and if Metro has anything to add.
So over the last several days, I've had the opportunity to talk to the NBA, the NHL, the BET honors, and several other event organizers that have events going on through this weekend. The Council of Mayors also had an event here this weekend. We've talked to all of these organizers, and we have told them that we are telling our residents, the folks here in the city, to be off the streets by 3 o'clock. If the Capitals decide to bring their players in and put them in danger like that, and the other folks do the same, I cannot tell the NHL or the NBA what to do with that, but I have highly encouraged them to not have those games.
Anybody who hasn't asked a question? Let me go back to you, Mark.
Is anybody here from PEPCO?
We have.
Have you talked to PEPCO?
Yes.
So can you tell us what we might expect, people might expect as far as power outages and how long those might last? I mean, wet and heavy snow, high winds is a recipe, obviously, for power outages. What are we anticipating as far as how long power might be out?
Well, we cannot anticipate how many trees or wires will go down. I think it's safe to say, as we have already mentioned, that 36 hours driving wet snow and sustained winds would mean that we see trees go down and power customers affected. Our first calls to Pepco were to make sure that they were doing the same planning that we were doing and contacting and contracting outside resources. Our Pepco representative was with us yesterday to give an update on that. And Pepco is embedded with us here at the Emergency Operations Center. Chris, do you want to add anything else?
So we did early in the week model this event with Pepco to take a look historically of what has happened in the past with events like this. We do have an estimate of what we're looking at that, and I will tell you to you on this end, if we have less than 25,000 customers without power at the end of this storm, it will have been a good day. So that's what we're preparing for. To that end, we have in the city, working through the Department of Human Services and the Department of Park and Recreations, established one warming center in each ward to be staffed and have the resources that they can deploy to additional centers. What we're doing, if you can imagine that, is put the equipment out there in each ward. So we have 8 warming centers established, and you can find that map on the DC, the snow.dc website. We've established those first 8. We have another 24 that we can open very quickly if we have an abundance of power outages or situations like that where we need to provide more shelter for the city residents. So in total, 32 sites identified, 8 of them will be open. All of this information is on snow.dc.gov. Sure. Yes, sir.
Sir. Thinking back to 2010 and the Snowmageddon storm, you know, I remember we saw that big snowball fight out at DuPont Circle, a lot of people out in the weather. Is this storm different than what we've seen before as far as the level of danger here? Is this a different kind of storm?
Yeah, let me to address that directly with the Snowmageddon. Snowmageddon was multiple storms put together over several days, okay? We're going to get an equivalent of 3 of those storms that happened over that time in one storm. The difference in this storm than that is we are going to have up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Now, if you think about all the things that are out there, another thing that we have on our preparedness site is to make sure you're securing anything that you may have out on your decks, your front patios, things like that, because with 50-mile-an-hour winds, a lot of things are going to be blowing around. This is a potentially deadly storm. Numbers given from the National Weather Service this morning, there could be periods and bands of snow within this where we're getting 3 inches of snow an hour, that kind of rate. That is not something we saw during the Snowmageddon. So that's a potential that we're looking at with this. So it is a very different event. The folks that do the snowball fight out at DuPont Circle, Sunday's a great day for that. Yes, sir.
Yes, so in terms of additional resources, given the unprecedented nature of this storm, have you made any requests for outside of DC for additional resources? And a follow-up on that is, I know the mayor of Boston actually, on his visit to the White House, offered additional equipment. Was that considered or taken up at all?
Absolutely. We actually have brought in considerable resources from FEMA in case we need to do sheltering beyond and above what we're estimating. So we wanted to make sure we had anything like that on hand and the ability to access that during the storm. So we have on hand the capability to shelter, that's food, water, blankets, all of that goes into that, up to 48,000 people. So we have that on hand. I personally talked to the emergency managers from the states of Connecticut, from Georgia, from Massachusetts, and who've all called and said, whatever you need. We've brought in the additional crews locally that we have here. We've done the contracts that we need to here. We believe that we have what we need to coming out the back end of this storm, but we always have that opportunity to bring in additional equipment. Again, I want to reemphasize, this storm will be deadly. We need people off the streets. So if you expect to see your street to be plowed during the day on Saturday or going through Saturday evening, it's not going to happen. We're going to keep the roads passable. We're going to make sure our emergency crews can get to where they need to. And then come Sunday, late Saturday night and Sunday, depending on the weather, that's when we're going to start in earnest the digging out of the city. Sir.
Mayor, do you have the authority to order people to stay off the streets? You're urging them to stay off the streets, but even Director Gelbart just said this storm is going to be deadly. I'm wondering if you have the authority to order people to stay off the streets, why didn't you exercise that authority in advance?
Well, one thing, I've declared a state of emergency in the District of Columbia, which would give us tremendous authority to get ready for this storm, to make sure our streets are passable, and then to clean up afterwards. What we're most concerned about, Mark, are people who want to stay outside and sleep outside and be exposed to the elements for any considerable amount of time. And we do have the authority to make sure they are safe and inside.
Last question.
Any decision on schools Monday morning yet? When will that decision be made?
We expect to assess where we are on Sunday, the early part of Sunday.